Hi guys, another explore on the cards. I hope you're all doing okay. I'm currently on the Upper Don Valley Trail, which was part of the old Sheffield to Manchester line, or Manchester to Sheffield. Now I think the line opened in 1895, and I'm going to be focusing today on the Thurgoland tunnels. I'm currently in Thurgoland now. I'm going to explore the old tunnel and then the new tunnel, which has been converted into like a walkway. So the Upper Don Valley Trail, or aka the Transpennine Trail, forms part of like a walkway now between Wortley and Penistone. So you've got Wortley back this way, I think that's how it's pronounced, and then Penistone is that way, and I think there's about 4 miles between the two villages, which part of the line ran through, and which has been converted into the kind of, well, not a cycleway, but like a walkway, cycleway, a bridleway, whatever you want to call it. Now, as we walk towards the eastern end of the tunnel looking at this, we're looking at some railway relics. Now, it looks old, it looks like there was something here before. Maybe some signal posts, or maybe even part of an old bridge. Maybe not a bridge, but signal posts, I'm thinking. There seems to be 2 of them. Seem to be adjacent to some farm, some sheep down there. But yeah, I think this was part of some old signal posts. Now, a few days ago, I actually came down to explore some of the line, and I found a few relics and a few bridges on approach to the tunnel. Another bench made out of a railway sleeper, you can see there. Let's head on. Another little, I think this is just modern fencing. I think this is maybe part of an old bridge. Just have a look down here. In fact, yes, there is, and I can't get down there, but just under there, behind all these brambles, you can see like there's I think it's a farmer's access or some sort of under bridge. You can see. In fact, if I take a little trek back, there's some stairs that lead down. So see if I can get down there and see what's there. Some stairs here. Yeah. Whoop. There's just a little bridge here. I thought I'd just show you that. Old masonry. Just see the stone here, and you can just see under the archway there's the, well, it looks like red brick, it's like blue brick potentially. You can just see the difference, and then I don't know what those are, you tell me. But yeah, I thought I'd just throw that in. So just to my left here, you've got a stream, and there's a reservoir, and I think it's called Wortley Reservoir. Runs quite big, just around there. You've got a couple of culverts that I think just run from where the track bed was. It's starting to really rain now. Just going down there. Some old railway history there. Benches, some little posts made out of old sleepers, I think, by the looks of it. Transpennine Trail. Another bench made out of railway sleepers. It's good that they do that. Keep a little piece of history. So again, ever so close to the tunnels, we've got some more benches here made out of sleepers. Nice little picnic area. Not the right day for it, of course, but if you ever think of coming down here, you know, it's nice little walk, and you know, you could potentially get some food out, sit down, chill out for a bit and carry on your venture. There's a little bit of information on the line. So there we have the Upper Don Trail, some maps. And then over here we've got like an information board with a bench for railway sleepers about the line. So here we've got the Romticle Viaduct, so I was right. Just a little bit of history on the tunnels. So let's head on. There you go, Wortley. Just about 1.5 miles that way. Penistons 3.5 miles this way. Some railway relics. Now I wonder if they were just part of like some rail fencing or some wiring, but it does look like really old wood and concrete. You can see there's very old metal there, so I think it was something to do with the railway line. Let's head on anyway. You can just about see the eastern portal of the tunnel coming up. Now I'm looking at the line now, and I think it was double. It was double line. You can just see where I think the earth lifted. I think that's all ballast over there. You can see how wide the track was when it was in its open days. Yeah, you can just see the portal there of the through tunnel that you can walk through. And there's some more of those little fences, those little fence post things. Somebody tell me what they are. What are they? I'm guessing that's something to do with cabling. But you tell me, I'm not sure. Looking at this, I wonder if this was an overbridge that was demolished. I'm not too sure. It looks like it could have been. But it looks like really old stone concrete. I wonder if there was a bridge that was demolished when the line closed. So we're in the approach cutting towards the portals of the tunnels. So you can just see here more retaining walls that support the embankment. Well, it's not an embankment actually, it's a cutting. So as you get further along, you can just see how they've made them even stronger. There's a fence up there. You can really clearly see this is old Victorian masonry work that they had to use to support the cutting so that the mud didn't slip down onto the track, onto the line, and cause any delays. Just down there we've got another sleeper bench. Okay, so we've reached the eastern portal of both the old and new tunnel now. Just there you can see the old tunnel is being filled in. Now there is access to the eastern portal. You can just see the portal above the soil. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our way to that tunnel. I'm going to take some photographs and get some footage of the tunnel's condition. Then what we're going to do is we're going to head back out this way and then make our way down into the new tunnel, take a little walk through, have a look at the condition of that, and then hopefully we can get to that viaduct. So let's go, let's head on to the eastern portal of the tunnel. You can just see it there. Another steep cutting. Looking at what, 40, 50, maybe even 60 feet with that. Look at that. So this is the eastern portal of Thurgoland Tunnel, the old tunnel, the one that was built in 1895. Now, let's just have a little look in before we go in. So you can just see there that I think intentionally the tunnel was actually bricked up. but you can see there's some loose masonry there. Now that looks more modern, so I think intentionally they bricked this tunnel up, or we're going to intentionally brick the tunnel up, but instead what they've done is they've actually filled the portal in. You see it rises. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head in, I'm going to get some photographs and some footage of the tunnel. Let's see how we're going to get in here now. Might look dirty, but it's always worth getting down and getting in. Whoop. It's quite dark. Now I know it's got a slight curve, but you can just hear the collapsed walling just here, and a few stalactites. So I better be careful. And we're in. So that's looking back at the eastern portal. So we're going to see what we can find in here. So this is the old tunnel. So lighting's not the best, but just get a little glimpse of the condition. A lot of graffiti, and I think it's concrete throughout the whole tunnel. Just see an old like support cable holder there with some old ballast. And then just further down there you can just see the slight curve. It's really quiet in here actually. Yeah, you can just see the old, pretty much the same throughout, I think. Looking back over there, you can just see the eastern portal, see the landfill. Yeah, you can see the curve. And here, what's that? It's an old piece of wood, it's not a sleeper. No. So I've got an old railway sleeper. Some of the foundations on. See some cracks in them. Really old sleepers. Must have been abandoned here for about 40 years. Brilliant find. Now you can start to hear a little bit of water trickling as we head further down. Can't be as bad as it is outside. Oh, here we go. A little bit of water there. I'm just heading into the curve about halfway in. I mean, as small as it is, the tunnel is in really good condition. There's absolutely no, apart from the portal where it was infilled, there's kind of no signs of any loose masonry within the stone and the concrete. I think potentially what I've read that there were some slight repairs somewhere around here. I think this is it. Just here. But we head further down to the western portal. here now. Some old wiring. Just give you a little view of the eastern portal, the eastern approach. Looks far away now. We get a little closer. Like a pillar here or something. Now I was talking about the old repairs. I think it could have been here. Maybe. It's really quiet in here. I mean, you can hear sounds of trickling water, but the condition of the tunnel was absolutely brilliant. And there we are, looking back.
There are no refuges or shafts in the tunnel.
So as you can see, as we get to the western end, it's all boarded up. Got a few more, I think, sleepers here, have we? Oh yeah. Just see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, some more sleepers. Just left abandoned here, 40 years, old ballast. There we go, there's the curve. There's a little bit more water now. You get a bit more light now as we get back to the western end. Now, I think here, is that where the change is? See some like smaller stone than larger ones at the bottom. Yeah, I think this is where they patched it up. You can see actually, looks like a little bit of patchwork here. You can tell the difference. And we're at the western end. Here you can see some broken wooden pillars. And this here, like a little cable, another cable holder. And into the dark. Few more old relics. Another sleeper. Just there. And another sleeper. I don't know where it is with me and finding sleepers, but I really do like to come across a sleeper. Really does give away the railway and the railway relics that are left. What does that say on it? D-O-W-M-A-C. Can you see that? I don't know what that means. And as we get to the end, whoop, nearly fell. What do we have here? Another sleeper. There's lots. There's about 6 sleepers in here. Look at that. And there you go. The curve on the western end, you can't even see now, it's just pitch black. It's a good job it's only a small tunnel. And here we go, ladies and gents, the bricked up portal of the western end. Now it looks like it's been bricked up at the bottom here. And then you can just see they've put like a a gate and a metal door up there. I mean, goodness, I was going to climb up there. But there you go, yeah, 315 yards, I think, in length, running adjacent to the newer up tunnel. And all this old wiring. And there you go, you're looking back there towards the western end. Looks better, that. Well, it's nice to be out in the light again. So that was the old tunnel, the down tunnel of the Thurgoland. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take you on a little tour through the new tunnel, which I think opened in 1947, which was part of the electrification of the line. So give you a little tour through the tunnel, and when we get to the other end, I'm going to show you the portal to both the tunnels, and then hopefully we're going to get onto that viaduct. So here we've got the much newer the up tunnel. Now this was built I think in 1947, because if you just take a look at the top up there, you can just see a little plaque, London North Eastern Railways 1947. Now this tunnel operated till 1981. And if you just have a look under there, you can see it says British Rail 1948. Now you can see that steel support just above the tunnel. That used to be to protect the steam from when the locomotives were passing through the tunnel. So I think what they did is they built that these steel beams here, so that the hot steam didn't melt or didn't have any interference in terms of like damaging the tunnel. Now I think while we're in here, it's quite echoey actually. You can see it's kind of been modernly repaired. Now I have to be very careful because this tunnel ain't one that you're always in by yourself. There's people passing through left, right and centre. What you can see is just as the other tunnel, it's got that gentle curve moving to the western portal. Now I think there are some refuges in here but filled in, so I'm going to see if I can find them. So if you have a look here, you can just make out where the old refuge was. You can see here that the refuges have been filled in. Another filled in refuge. You can just see there. You can see they were quite tall as well. Quite big refuges. It looks pretty much the same throughout. Now that's due to the modern repairs. Bit of graffiti. Now, it's not very often that you get a tunnel, an abandoned tunnel that gets converted into like something like this. So it's really good actually. Pretty pleased. And obviously I'm doing a lot of footage and there's people coming through, which I'm not used to. There's a lot more graffiti there. So as you can see, they curve as we're moving more western. And of course you can see the modern lights that have been put in to light up the tunnel. Pretty much the same throughout the whole tunnel. That's looking back at the eastern portal. Now we're just moving out of the tunnel, and I'm going to just show you the portal of the 1895 tunnel. Now, obviously you can't go in through that side, but I thought I might as well go and have a look at the portal while I'm here. See an overbridge over there. That is the ugliest tunnel portal I've ever seen. I mean, come on, if you're going to fence up a tunnel, at least make it look pretty. I mean, if you take out the bricked up, take a little look at the actual old masonry, you can see how good it looks. Just sat abandoned. So, it's time now to go and find this viaduct. The name Romticle Viaduct, I think it was called. Now, I've not looked at too much of it, so I'm going to see what I can see when I get there. Just the cut in here. Another railway sleeper bench, some more supported walls. That's looking back at the tunnels. A nice looking structure coming up here. Looks like an overbridge, which is great that it's not actually being demolished, because usually things like this get demolished but not in use. I'm not sure what runs over this, but actually I think it's the road that I drove down to park the car. It is, yeah. You can just see here. Looks like there might be some modern repair underneath there. Could have been modern repaired somewhere. But good that it's still up. Oh, this old stone. This old cutting. Oh, hello, got a mate, squirrel. Anyway, let's go find this viaduct. I think it's coming up. To another sign giving some information on the line and where we are. Tunnel is lit 6 AM till 12 PM daily. Brilliant. Anyway, let's head on. Now I just found another little railway relic there. Looks like some sort of cable, another cable anchor. Now I think I found one of them at East Norton Tunnel. It looks same, so I think that was something railway related. Now I've just slid down the side and I've found this, which I think is Romticle Viaduct. So let's have a look. Let's get some footage of the viaduct. Just underneath one of the arches. Look at that. Looks like old concrete masonry. And it looks like there's about 6 or 7 arches going across.
Thank you very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed your explore, and I'll see you again for another video.